What's going on, guys? Back with another video. So I got something here from Zheng He, and it's called Breaking. Mark Carney admits that this year's budget deficit will be substantial and much bigger than last year's deficit. At this rate, Mark Carney is making Justin Trudeau like a fiscal conservative. Yeah, and that's pretty hard to do. So we're going to get into this, and then I have another quick video to show you as well, and then we'll talk about it. Also, I do apologize. I'm not on camera today. I was just kind of scrambling around last minute to make these videos as I got home pretty late and was busy earlier today. But I'll be back. Don't worry. So let's get into this, and then we'll talk about it.
And just on the upcoming budget, your House leader said this morning that the deficit will be, quote, substantial. How big are we talking, and what does that mean for future cuts?
Yeah, I thank you for the question. I responded a bit, but I'll recap it. Substantial means that it'll be bigger than it was last year, and let's look at why that's the case. I mean, the actual level will come out with the budget, but let's look at what's driving that. First and foremost, it's the tariff war. The shock that's created by that, the rupture created not just in Canada but around the world, and the knock-on effect, including...
It's Trump's fault that we have to spend more money than Justin Trudeau, guys. Well, if that's the case, why didn't you work all summer with Trump to get a deal done? And yeah, it goes both ways. Trump needs to do his part too in negotiation. I don't know how cooperative he's being, but we all know that Mark Carney, Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Elbows, supposed to get a deal done by July 21st, then moved it back to August 1st, and here we are halfway through September, still nothing is done. We don't know if there's any progress even, or where they are in the negotiation stage. And as I said earlier, the longer that Donald Trump becomes this scary bad guy for Canadians, it's better for Mark Carney politically. So he can come out here and spend this ridiculous amount of money in this ridiculous budget. The Conservatives don't want to go to an election right now, and neither do the NDP, and I don't think the Bloc does either. The Bloc said they were going to give him a year. The NDP doesn't have a leader, and all they need is 3 or 4 votes for the budget to pass. So I don't even think the Conservatives will have to... They'll vote no on it because they know there's not going to be an election because the NDP will keep them in power. And yes, if the budget does not pass, we do go to another election. So that's not going to be happening. But, and this is going to sound weird, but that's a good thing because we don't want an election right now. Carney is still pretty popular. Somehow, some way, I don't get it either, but he still is. So going to another election, if he wins a majority, then he gets another 4 years on top of the 6 months. So we need to be a little bit more patient. We don't want an election yet, but the NDP will likely vote to pass this budget, even though it's going to be ridiculous.
On the United States, where the economy has slowed as well, I would observe. So you have the impact of that. Secondly,
Chrystia Freeland also just said that the economy was booming when she was in Hamilton, so that's interesting doublespeak.
You have the response of Canada to that, which is very clear. We want to protect our industries and workers in the most affected sectors. You've seen the measures that we've announced in recent weeks and, in fact, recent months, and we want to build. So we're going aggressively on building the future, taking control of our destiny. Make no apologies for that. That ensures that we don't have this situation again in the future. And at the same time, and the Minister of National Defence is here, his and his colleagues' many responsibilities to protect Canadians, protect our borders, protect our allies. The world is a dangerous and divided place. Final point, which is the first point, and it's why we're here. We are laser focused on making life more affordable for Canadians. First thing we did, cut the consumer carbon tax. First thing we did when we came back after the general election, cut middle class tax cut, GST cut for first time home buyers. Build Canada Homes is all about affordability.
Like, oh, you gave a tax break for people who are trying to buy homes. No one can afford homes. And your little tax break was like $30 a month, not even, I don't think it was. And you didn't cut the carbon tax, you just removed the rate to 0 and then brought in the CFR, which is the Clean Fuel Regulations Act, replacing the carbon tax. But this is what I mean. This is why we're not ready for an election yet, because Canadians are still fooled by this rhetoric. I don't get how they are, but they are. And swing voters need more time to turn on Mark Carney. So the next little thing is just a quick little video here. This is from the real Mr. Bench. Did you know it only takes the average Canadian under 4 years to save for a down payment? That is what Carney said at his press conference in Nepean. Did he really say that?
You know, young Canadians are doing everything right. They're studying hard, finding a job, saving up. Yet for too many of them, rent is unaffordable, and home ownership feels entirely out of reach. Across the country, it takes nearly 4 years for first-time home buyers to save for a down payment. And in markets such as Toronto and Vancouver, even...
Before he just said that home ownership is out of reach. If it only takes 4 years to save up for a good payment, that's not out of reach. It's not as good as it should be, but that's not the case. And notice how he didn't show any source proving that's true. I would imagine because it's probably not. Nothing's true that this guy has said. His elbows are down. He was not tough on Trump. Home startups are down. I mean, what? And now he's like, oh, now we're going to build homes. Another promise that we're just supposed to believe. And again, swing voters will believe it, for now at least. So we do need more time. Mark Carney is going to have to keep failing until the swing voters finally get it through their head and start abandoning him. And then the next bill that has something to do with money or financials, when that gets tabled and the NDP has their leader and hopefully a little bit more money so that they can actually afford an election, and the Conservatives are, rising again in the polls, and now the Liberals don't have another Hail Mary to throw, that's when we go for the election. So again, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this. It's hard to be patient. I'm with you. I agree with you. But we do have to be patient, and I want to know what you guys think about Mark Carney's little speech here. Do you believe him when he says that we are laser focused on making things affordable for Canada? Because in 6 months, nothing has changed and nothing's even really started. So please let me know what you think, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it does help grow the channel. I'll be back shortly with a new one.